and welcome to the second episode of Hey Apurva. We'll once more be joined by Pierce from Pierce Tunes.
Hey Apurva, I'm back and especially hyped for today's episode.
Yes! This is part 2 with Pierce, so if you enjoy this, make sure to check out part 1. Let's begin!
Well, alrighty, let's get started. So this story takes place in 5th grade. So I was probably 11 years old at the time. I was not a big kid like I am now. But
yeah, Pierce, the big kid.
Yeah, the big kid.
You were a small.
Yeah, I was a small kid.
Small boy.
And at some point, one of my friends brought these flavored toothpicks to school. Like you could like, I don't know, put them in your mouth or something and they would taste like mint.
What's the point of that?
I don't know. I mean, I know some people use toothpicks
like toothpicks are meant to clean your teeth.
Yeah, but then I guess if it's flavored, it makes your breath smell good or something. I don't get it. But I just remember the name. Okay, I don't know if this is the actual name, but I know kids called them like yeehaw sticks.
Oh.
I think that's what they called them. Yeehaw sticks. It makes it sound like a drug, which is where things start to get interesting in this story. So, my friend starts handing out the yeehaw sticks to other kids in the class, like, underneath the desk, just very nonchalant about the whole thing, just keeping it on the down low. And kids fell in love with the yeehaw sticks. They loved the idea of flavored toothpicks. So, my friend came in the next day with a huge stash of them, like... His backpack was full of yeehaw sticks, like packages and packages. Like, I don't know where he gets this stuff, but I mean, he had a very large supply. And I hadn't seen them in any stores, so it was very suspicious.
Oh.
The mascot of our school was the Cobra, so we had Cobra dollars. And anytime you did something good, they'd give you like a 1 Cobra dollar bill or like maybe a 10 Cobra dollar bill. You could use those Cobra dollars to buy prizes in this gift shop that they had in the cafeteria. So you could buy, like, bouncy balls. That was pretty much it. You could buy bouncy balls. That was pretty much the only thing. Or you could buy candy.
They should be called the bouncy ball dollars.
Bouncy ball dollars, yeah. So, kids started giving him those bouncy ball dollars, pretty much. And... they'd give him like $1 for 1 yeehaw stick.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on who you were, you could get upwards of like $20 a day if you were like a good kid. And so this guy was, I mean, he bought a lot of bouncy balls with his money. He bought a lot. But eventually... the fake currency wasn't good enough for him, so he started selling a quarter, like 1 quarter for 1.
Ooh, so real currency this time, the dollars, not the bouncy ball dollars.
Yeah, real currency. So it cost a quarter to buy 1 yeehaw stick, or
that still sounds very expensive.
Yeah, or you could buy 10 for $1.50. So a lot of kids were like, I'll buy 10 yeehaw sticks. It's only $1.50. But this guy had so many yeehaw sticks. I don't know where he gets them. And he was making like $30 a day.
Oh.
Kids loved yeehaw sticks. But at some point, someone talked about the yeehaw sticks a little bit too loudly, and the teacher started catching on. And keep in mind, they had no context. They didn't know what yeehaw sticks were. They just heard yeehaw sticks. So it could have been hard drugs, okay?
Oh my. I can't imagine what the teacher's thinking right now.
Yeehaw sticks? So we had this, he had this meetup spot by the tree. That's where you would buy the yeehaw sticks normally. You could buy like 1 or 2 during class, but if you wanted to buy them in bulk, you went to the tree during recess, okay?
The $1.50 yeehaw sticks.
The $1.50 yeehaw sticks, indeed. So, me and my friend, we'll call him Jason, I guess, had become sort of like managers for the kid that was selling the sticks.
He had a full-on business model here, man.
Exactly. It was insane. We were like his financial advisors.
He was a young entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Wonder if he will actually make it into a product. Like, he has already raised a whole class full of addicted people.
They're addicted to toothpicks. A year later, they go into rehab. It's like, hey, I'm Stephanie. I haven't had a yeehaw stick in 3 weeks.
I'm having withdrawals.
Yeah. So this day, we were actually thinking of raising the prices.
Ooh.
So we thought, what if we raised it by a quarter? So if they had to buy if it cost $1.75 to buy 10 yeehaw sticks instead, we were sort of going through the math, seeing how much we would make, and I think we got like we were paid a dime for every dollar he made, so it was a pretty good deal. So we were just about to raise the prices for the yeehaw sticks
and make some more hard cash.
Make some hard cash, yeah. And then we saw the principal coming our way, and the principal is like the least threatening person on the planet.
Ooh.
She was not at all like an intimidating person. She was really nice. But she walks past us and goes towards the soccer field or the football field. So we're like, okay.
Real football or fake football?
Real football. Wait, no. Wait. Yes, real football. Not the American football. And we're like, okay, we're in the clear. We were so sure we were going to get caught. And so we were like, all right, it's all good. So this kid raises his prices to $1.75, and kids start forming a line. But it was when the line was formed that the principal realized, wait, something's going on. So we thought we were in the clear, but we were not careful enough because we're dumb little kids,
small boys.
And even though the principal was not far away, she could very easily see us. And we still formed the line and everything. People were buying their yeehaw sticks. So the principal comes running back over, and she's like, "What is going on here? Are you selling something on school property?" And my friend goes, "It's just yeehaw sticks." And the principal's like, "What?" Because remember, she does not have any context. She does not know what yeehaw sticks are. So it really does sound like a drug. The more I say it, the more it sounds some illegal substance. So this kid gets hauled off to the principal's office, and me and my friend Jason, who are the financial advisors, are just like, well, time to cut our losses, buddy. So he's sent back to class with a slap on the wrist, I don't know. And he's pretty emo for the rest of the day. He was not happy. And the next day he came in, and I was like, all right, are you ready to sell some yeehaw sticks? And he's like, sorry, I'm not allowed. And me and Jason, this is the only job we ever had, and we just lost it. It was horrible. I'd never got in trouble for it. I probably should have, since I was very heavily involved in the yeehaw stick dealing. But yeah.
I can't even imagine what the parents must be thinking. What are you spending so much money on? And the kids are like, oh.
Hold on. You're asking me to raise your allowance? What are you spending this money on? Yeehaw sticks.
It sounds like a drug the more I say it too.
Really does.
This one happened in, I think, 6th or 7th grade. I don't remember. So what was happening was we had this math exam. For the 80 marks paper, this was the very first time I got as low. I think I got 66 marks, which is so low according to the standards that were set for me. I would get only 2 or 3 marks less, if anything.
Right.
It's not like that anymore, but it was. Yeah. It was once. And, usually we hear about our marks when they're filing the papers, right? Mm-hmm. So we get our papers, we see the marks, we check it if everything's correct, everything's marked correctly, all that stuff. And after that, we will just file the paper. But this time, the maths teacher told our marks beforehand. Right?
Oh, okay.
She just told it in class one day, and I think, were filing the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So she told us our marks. She didn't even tell me anything. Like, I'm sure everything, all the shame, is going in my head, not in real life.
Yeah.
It's that deal here. There's nothing actually happening. She was like, she didn't even look and give me, an indication.
Yeah.
Nothing. So I hear that I got 66 out of 80, and I am freaking out in my head, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I generally like to think of myself as a pretty good person, if you'd like.
Yeah.
The kind of person who doesn't cause more trouble than is necessary. Like, some is necessary. You need to create some trouble. You just have to. There's no explanation. Yeah. Normally did not create more trouble than necessary. But this time I thought, I have to do something. Like, I thought, okay, should I just sneak into the room and do something to the paper? But it was only next day and I didn't actually get a chance to do anything. So, but next day, I walked into the class and we were going to be filing. And the maths paper was being distributed and my paper wasn't there.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I kind of see where this is going.
Yeah. And I promise on recording, I did not take it. I swear. Like, there is all the pieces here to point it directly at me, but I did not do it, right? And so this teacher, she thought what you would have thought, This girl, she's definitely done it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what's going on here is, like, I'm thinking it's great the paper is not here. Like, I'm like, whichever secret admirer has done this for me, I thank you with the bottom of my heart. But now the trouble begins. Because it is a midterm maths paper that is not found. Right? So it is a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of kid who would definitely speak out for myself if I was like, oh, you must have like burnt your paper or something. Which I don't know, I wouldn't have. Where would I have burnt it? How would I have gotten it? I could not have gotten the paper in the first place.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the teachers have all the reason, and the students too have all the reason to think I did it.
Yeah.
Because it looks so clear.
It does. It's a pretty... Yeah, it seems like a pretty open and shut. Yeah.
I'm shocked I'm innocent.
Yeah, like at the same time, you kind of want to take credit for it. Like, yeah, I did burn it.
Yeah.
But like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Like, I got the paper. I can't tell you how, but I burnt it. I can't tell you how again, but I did it. You should just take my word on it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally could have. But now there was this teacher. She was trying to scare me, Apurva, we could make you write the midterm paper again.
Yeah.
She's trying to scare me, like, not just maths, every midterm paper again.
Ooh.
Okay, like the scare was strong here.
Yeah.
So now I was in a harder position than if I would have just hit it, Mm-hmm. Like, if I would have just hit it, I would have, went to the place, would have just been my drawers, and I would have given it. I would have given it. But now, I couldn't do that because I didn't hide it. Listen to me, teacher, I didn't do it. All I could coerce them to do at this point was, ma'am, I have no idea where it is. I did not do anything.
Yeah.
But you could try searching it. You could try perhaps looking in the staff room where all the papers of all the students in the whole school are kept to see if it's lost.
Yeah. Like, it's at least, like, in my mind, it would make more sense for it just to be lost somewhere than for a kid to try and risk, like, destroying it or hiding it somewhere.
Yeah. So after a certain amount of talking and avoiding her scare tactics, to just like start crying in the middle of the school, like I didn't want to do that. It's just pathetic. So I just kind of gently coerced her into searching the place first. She did search it, by the way, which she didn't find it. Okay, so her strength was just renewed. Apurva has, in fact, taken the paper.
It seemed even more clear.
It was a smaller class, so they just allowed me to not write any paper again. And, because the marks were there. So, luckily, I did not have to write a single paper again. Because that would have been really bad, to have been innocent.
Yeah.
I think there's like some kind of quote that if you've done a crime in your mind, you have done the crime.
Sounds like a quote. That sounds very philosophical.
Like a teaching and philosophical quotes. Yeah.
It's almost like if you tell yourself that you're sick or something enough times, then you'll actually feel sick.
But it's more related to doing bad deeds as a human. Like, if you think of cheating your friend, you've already cheated your friend by thinking about it.
Yeah.
We did find it in the staff room in the second search. I don't know who searched the first time. They did not do a good job.
Alright, so I was in math class. It was 7th grade, because 7th grade is like the most entertaining year of all time.
I don't even know why. Is it because, everyone's just before puberty or...
I don't know. Or maybe it's just a coincidence. I have no clue.
Because you live on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
If you can relate to having a weird 7th grade, there's a pattern.
Yeah. There has to be.
There's a pattern.
Probably the age. People do dumb stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was the perfect age that you're still a kid. But you feel like an adult.
Yeah.
You're not an adult. You just feel like an adult. And you try to do things like, the big kids. But, But you fail miserably. And it's entertaining. That's entertaining.
It is. And at that age, you also get shipped with people a lot. Like, oh my gosh, Pierce gave Brittany a high five.
Oh.
They're probably kissing. They're going to kiss after school. Oh my gosh. And, okay, this is one of the weirdest things I've seen at school. I was in pre-algebra class. It's not a fun class. And I was like, all right, finally I'm done with my work. So I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom just, to stretch my legs. I didn't actually need to go. I just wanted to get out of the class.
That is very common.
Yeah. Stretch my legs. But so I was walking to the bathroom, and in the math hallway, the bathroom is like all the way down the hall. It's in this little corner, in this dark corner. And I saw these two people. Yeah, these two kids at the end of the hallway shuffling around, and I did not know what was going on. I walk closer, and they're slow dancing like they're at a ball or something. What? They're like hands on the hips, yeah, and they're like without music. Well, I mean, okay. Ooh. There wasn't any music in the traditional sense, but the boy was singing a song. And I wrote down the words after that experience because I just thought what he was singing was so funny and so cringy that I wanted to remember. So I have right here, I have the paper where I wrote it down. And yes. And okay.
Please enlighten us all.
Yeah. So all right, so here's the reenactment of the beautiful lyrical masterpiece. Your eyes shine bright, and I want to hold your hand tight. I love you, and I can't pretend that I don't want to be your boyfriend.
Oh my god, I was.
There was more, but that was all I remember. There's more stuff about, like, love and kissing. Because, 7th graders know all about love.
It is just typical 7th grade, cringy song.
Yeah.
Also, you sing really well, I mean.
Nah, thank you.
That was awesome in the cringiest way ever.
Yeah, I told that story to a lot of people.
And he sang that in the hallway. Like, I applaud his guts, man.
And the girl was absolutely like, oh my gosh, Jeremy, you're so sweet. I mean, it was they probably dated for like a week.
Jeremy,
you're so sweet.
She was absorbed in this.
She was
absorbed in this beautiful singing, man.
I mean, I kind of was too. I was like, man, Jeremy, you're a very cool guy.
Well, this wraps up the episode. We hope this added some flavor to your day.
Be sure to stay tuned for more episodes because if you liked this one, you'll love to see the rest.
Pierce, I had so much fun sharing my stories with you.
Oh yeah, it was such a blast.
Yup, totally. See you.
See ya. Thanks again.